Basketball lost one of his giants with the passing of Pete Maravich. And while most of us will remember the superstar, I will remember the man who befriended me when I was a fourth-round draft choice of the Atlanta Hawks back in 1973. We'll also remember a man who went from one who was seeking the spotlight as an individual star to one who was seeking success as a team player and ultimately finding peace with himself as he found the key to happiness in his life. Pete Maravich was a very special man both on and off the court.
He was just really a magician with the basketball.
He invented creativity with the ball as far as passing, dribbling, shooting.
He was the showbiz guy. He was the man who put on the show. He excited people.
His name was Peter Press Maravich, but basketball fans across America knew him simply as Pistol, the lanky kid with shaggy hair and floppy socks who could handle a ball like no other. Growing up, Pete was an ordinary boy with extraordinary talent. He possessed a passion for the game and practiced it literally every day, everywhere.
He'd take that ball everywhere. He sat in that movie theater in Clemson, South Carolina, people yelling, throwing popcorn at him, bouncing that ball on his side.
Pete's mastery of the sport was a birthright passed on from his father, Press, who not only taught him the fundamentals, but coached him in college.
My dad was my hero, and you know, I would have never played the game of basketball if it hadn't been for my dad. He taught me everything I know. He just was a great genius when it came to basketball strategy.
At Louisiana State, Press's game plan was not complex. Get the ball to Pete and let him fire away. The one-man assault was not overly successful in the one-loss column, but it scored well at the box office and in time changed the way the game was perceived in Dixie.
I think he put basketball on the map, not only in Louisiana, but in the southern part of the country.
Football was king. But when Pete Maravich and his dad Press came to LSU, things began to change.
Maravich, oh Maravich, trying to guard you 2-on-1. There's no way to stop your gun. People came to see you score. Listen to the people roar.
By the close of his collegiate career, Maravich stood alone atop the record books. The pages told of his All-American stats, but not of the crowd-pleasing showmanship, which garnered million-dollar offers from both the Harlem Globetrotters and the ABA, offers he turned down for the chance to prove he could be a winner in the NBA.
Pete Maravich wanted to win, and nothing less than winning was satisfactory to him.
In 10 years of pro ball, Pete was never satisfied. He continued to shine individually, but on teams lacking the ingredients to become champions. A victim of his own stardom, Pistol was always cast as a scorer and never got to play the role he cherished, point guard. In time, the game extracted its toll. Maravich became a recluse, developed a drinking problem, and like his alcoholic mother who committed suicide, Pete began walking down a path of self-destruction.
At that point in my life, I had thoughts of suicide. I used to drive my Porsche 135 miles and 140 miles an hour across the Causeway Bridge. Things were running through my mind like just turn the wheel to the right 10 degrees. Everything will be over. It'll look like an accident, but I'm glad I never did that.
Just over 5 years ago, Pete discovered the internal peace he was searching for. He rededicated himself to his family and the community, and through his 2 sons, he returned to the game he loved as a child. It was with great pride that he announced he was back in society's starting lineup, and even wrote a book about his ordeal.
My life has changed so dramatically that nothing, not 1,000 NBA championships, not 1,000 Hall of Fame rings, not $100 billion would I trade for my position where I am right now.
Last February, Pete's basketball career climaxed with his induction into the Hall of Fame. At the time, he downplayed the accomplishment. And yesterday at his funeral, his close friends did the same. They chose to remember Pete Maravich, the man, not the athlete.
Just I've never seen anybody who cared so much for other people.
A superstar in the sense of caring, really caring, giving of yourself. Pete Maravich was the superstar.